Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News on Mid-Missouri CW starts now.
It's been about 8 months since a tragic duck boat accident killed 17 people in Branson. Tonight, the company that owns it says it will not be running duck boats on Table Rock Lake this year. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spain.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. The company says an ongoing investigation into the drownings is the reason why the rides will be closed. KY3's Katie Brousseau reports.
The Ride the Duck signs will soon be replaced here along the strip in Branson.
An outdoor experience and laser tag and all kinds of things for people to do.
Ripley's Entertainment announced today the new attraction will be called Branson Top Ops.
Going into something like this, you always have mixed emotions.
We know that Ripley's Entertainment closed the Ride the Ducks after the deadly July 19th sinking of one of the boats on Table Rock Lake, which killed 17 people. Branson Mayor Karen Best calls the change bittersweet.
I don't think any of us who were here last July will forget the events of that day. And so part of the healing process is moving forward.
Since that tragedy, there have been lawsuits filed against the company, including a suit filed on behalf of the Coleman family, who lost 9 family members. Ripley says it's due to the ongoing investigations into that incident that Branson Ride the Ducks will not operate this season.
Last year it was bad.
Branson local Donald McManus says shutting the Ducks down is a long time coming.
When that happened, they officially closed. They should have pulled the sign down and everything.
But tourists like Frankie Earn wish they'd set sail again.
My brothers were wanting to ride it, my girls were.
And while some say they're excited about all Top Ops will offer, not everyone is sold.
They could put something better over there.
Saying it'll add more of the same in the tourist town.
There's too many to choose from. I was just saying that when we were driving through here, there's a lot of the same things.
Still, local leaders are staying positive about what this new attraction will provide.
You never forget what happened, but you also keep moving forward toward the future.
Ripley Entertainment says 10% of the profits will go to first responders. The updated park should be ready by Memorial Day.
Tonight, Columbia's mayoral candidates faced off in another forum. In less than 2 weeks, voters will choose between incumbent Brian Treese and former state representative Chris Kelly. Kelly talked about creating jobs and making progress. They were questioned on their social equity initiatives. Treese talked about leveling the playing field. Kelly discussed his ideas surrounding felony expungement. Treese stressed the importance of competing with other cities in Missouri and around the country. Kelly focused on keeping the duties of Columbia's mayor and the city manager separate. Today, a judge set the bond for the Jefferson City woman accused in the death of 4-year-old Darnell Gray. His body was found after a lengthy search this past October. The judge set bond for Quantavia Givens at $100,000. If Givens posts bond, she would no longer be allowed to use a public defender. At one point, Givens was involved in the search for Gray, but investigators say she knew all along where he was. 2 search volunteers were at the Cole County Courthouse for the bond hearing.
It was a kick in the stomach. I was like, oh. You know, it knocked the breath out of me because I was very emotional because it was the first time that I seen her.
The volunteers say they will be at every court proceeding until they see justice for the 4-year-old. A trial date has not been set.
The latest battle for the Grain Belt Express is just getting started. The Missouri Public Service Commission gave the project the green light yesterday, but critics and supporters both say there's a long road ahead. KOMU 8's Monica Madden has the story.
This plan is flawed.
John Truesdell is one of the 8 county commissioners who needs to give the Grain Belt line the green light. The Grain Belt Express is a 780-mile transmission line that would send wind energy from western Kansas all the way to Indiana, delivering power to Missouri along the way. Truesdell says he's all for clean energy, but doesn't think this plan is the most cost-effective option.
The thing that you have to turn around and say is wind energy as produced from Grain Belt Clean Line going to be so much cheaper than anything else? And the answer to that is no.
Ewell Lawson of the Missouri Public Utility Alliance says otherwise.
It's a savings of $1 million to the city of Columbia, actually $1.1 million to the city of Columbia, but $12.8 million to the 39 cities that will receive this power.
How much it would actually save for each person is hard to predict. That depends on other economic factors when the project is operating. But that's all talk until the project moves forward again. Monica Madden, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.
Truesdell says if all 8 county commissioners were to give Grainbelt the thumbs down, the battle would head to the courts. Additionally, Illinois and Kansas regulators still need to approve the multi-billion-dollar project.
We're continuing to track flooding along the Missouri River. We are currently in a warning area for much of us here and those along the Mississippi that will continue into this weekend. Most of us are at a minor risk, except Glasgow is at a moderate risk with the river currently at 29 feet. We are going to see that cresting around 2 feet this weekend before it falls off into the beginning of next week as we see another system move through, bringing us more rain. Most of us are going to see less than a half an inch of rain across the area. We'll be tracking timing and placement of those coming up, but most of us looking at only about a half an inch.
Okay, thank you very much. Governor Parson declared a state of emergency today as flooding conditions worsen along the Missouri River. In a release, the governor called attention to what damage Missouri faces, saying, quote, closing more roads and threatening levees, water treatment plants, and other critical infrastructure. The governor also promised help, saying we will continue to work closely with our local partners to assess needs and provide resources to help as Missourians continue this flood fight. Residents in 3 communities along the river have been asked to evacuate. Parson also activated a plan allowing state agencies to coordinate with local jurisdictions. Severe flooding has damaged hundreds of homes in Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa.
Wardsville community members talk about a possible addition to the Blair Oaks School District and how much it will cost.
Columbia Public Schools is being rewarded, and it's far more for more than just a great education. That story and more coming up next.
And you're taking a live look over downtown Columbia on this Thursday afternoon. It's 9:08. This is KOMU 8 News on Mid-Missouri's CW.
This Memorial Day weekend, enjoy a bike ride adventure at Peddler's Jamboree. Space is limited for this 30-mile bike ride, so get your ticket now at peddlersjamboree.com.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado. It's the official truck of calloused hands and elbow grease. The official truck of getting to work and getting to work. It's the official truck of homecoming and coming home. The all-new Chevy Silverado. Now during Chevy Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months on this all-new Silverado.
Visit your Heart of Missouri Chevy dealers.
Carpet Values in Kingdom City, the Midwest's largest Mill Direct wholesale flooring superstore, is throwing a giant store-wide inventory reduction sale. Save now on solid and engineered hardwood, waterproof luxury vinyl and plank, laminate, tile, plus a huge selection of area rugs, all at 100% first quality and backed by name brand manufacturers such as Mannington, Mohawk, and Shaw. Take it home today or have us install it for you. Just bring in your measurements. Carpet Values in Kingdom City. Huge inventory, low prices.
My legs are always achy. I always feel like I need to prop them up. I have no energy after work. I feel like I always need to take a nap. Well, Stephanie, you should have called Missouri Vein sooner. We have so much energy at work and after to play with kids and go on bike rides, to get more things done, and no naps needed.
Talk to Missouri Vein Care about scheduling your free vein screening, because Vein Care is all they do. And learn more, MissouriVeinCare.com.
Low on cash and credit? Then turn down? Check out the 3-point play at JD Byrider. 1. Our on-site approval can mean easy, flexible payments for you. 2. Apply online from anywhere at gojdb.com. You could get a real approval from home. 3. Get a better car that's inspected, computer tested, serviced, and reconditioned. With 3-year, 36,000 miles, 0 deductible limited warranty. Now that's a 3-point play that's a winner.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it during our March Markdown sale at Slumberland. Up to 65% off throughout the store. Come home to comfort.
Hurry, I'm home.
Get this sofa for just $3.99. Slumberland. It's a good life.
Tempur-Pedic at Slumberland. Experience an all-new combination of Tempur materials that adapt to your body with the Tempur Legacy mattress. Save up to $1,000 on select mattresses during the Tempur Legacy model closeout event at Slumberland.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by the law firm of Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer. We will fight for you.
Welcome back. Today, Missourians shared their experiences with coal ash ponds. The Department of Natural Resources hosted the hearing. This year was the first after the department adopted regulations for coal ash ponds. Today, some complain the rules aren't strong enough. Many called for frequent testing of groundwater near power plants, as well as the lining of ponds to make sure coals don't contaminate it. This would meet EPA standards, but some feel it's okay for the DNR to have its own set of rules.
We feel right now that they're balanced. They give the state proper authority to develop their own rules versus being handed down from the federal government, which is always preferred in our mind, is to have the state in control of the process.
Although others said they worry they are not safe with current regulations, DNR said there have been no cases of contamination due to coal ash ponds.
The Columbia School District is receiving the National Magna Award for Equity Programs due to its work with mental health for students and faculty. The award honors districts that remove barriers to academic achievement. The barriers include race, gender, special needs, and socioeconomic status. The school district, along with the Boone County Schools Mental Health Coalition, offers screenings, programs, and services for at-risk kids and their families. Board President Jan Mees says this shows programs are focused in the right areas.
This is another rich resource of our district that can help everyone's children succeed and achieve, and not to be afraid of mental health issues. These are things that are becoming more and more prevalent in our society.
The district will receive the award later this month in Philadelphia.
Tonight, the Blair Oaks School District held a public information meeting to discuss plans for a new high school building. This will require a 3% tax increase for Blair Oaks parents and property owners. Right now, Blair Oaks is the 12th lowest spending school district in the state and 9th lowest tax rate out of 10 Boone and Cole County schools. The new building will give space for an additional 100 to 130 students and will change how the district currently divides up its grades per building.
Our new configuration will be, our elementary will be K-1-2, our middle school will be upper elementary 3 through 5, and our current high school will turn into a 6 through 8 building.
The school district will hold another meeting at Blair Oaks Elementary next Thursday, March 28th, just before the voting for whether or not this plan will go into effect on April 2nd.
Today in court, a suspect who used illegal pipe bombs in a targeted scare tactic. That's coming up later.
We are tracking preset for your forecast this week, and we'll be tracking timing and totals of those coming up.
The Sleep Shop has the mattress you're looking for at a better price than those national bedding stores any day, every day. See, we are right inside downtown Appliance Home Center, so our overhead is a fraction of what they pay. That savings goes right to you. We're talking about Serta, the world's best mattresses, so choose the best and the best price. The Sleep Shop and Serta, inside Downtown Appliance Home Center, 1104 East Broadway, Columbia.
The KOMU8 iPhone and Android News app is brought to you by University Subaru. Download yours today.
For the past 42 years, and with over 28 million sold, more people have put their hard-earned money on a Ford F-Series truck than any other pickup in America. Yeah, I'd say that's money well spent. It's the final days of Truck Month, America. Time to join the stampede.
Get 0% financing for 72 months on F-150 with 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Hurry into your quality Ford dealers.
I started shooting at 22 like most kids start out, and you know, you hit a couple bullseyes and just kind of fell in love with it. I share a lot of that passion with my son. Getting to share that with him has been a great experience. Family Pond helped me expand my passion for firearms by helping me out and finding the pieces that I'm looking for. New guns, used guns, it doesn't matter. These guys have got anything and everything that you could possibly want.
If you're tired of the selection you see at your traditional box store, come give us a try.
Welcome back. We're looking at Jefferson City over the course of today. Really saw that sunshine peeking through throughout much of the day, with temperatures sitting around 50 degrees. This high pressure that we have been seeing has been keeping our skies very clear, and that will continue to be what we see tomorrow and into the weekend. Currently, temperatures for tomorrow are looking around 59 degrees. We're going to see those warm up a little bit as we have a warm front move through on Sunday, which will bring us some rain before a cold front follows through after that Sunday evening, which has our temperatures dip back down to the 50s for the beginning of next week. Currently, though, temperatures are sitting around 49 degrees here in Columbia, 50 over in Boonville, and we are seeing these winds that are out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour here in Columbia, so just a little bit breezy tonight. Those are going to be a little bit on the chillier side. Looking at Saturday in radar, we see this high pressure is sitting over most of the Midwest, and that is helping our atmosphere stay relatively stable, which is why we aren't seeing that many clouds currently. We do have this low over to the west of us, but that is going to move into the area as we move into the weekend, and that is going to be our rainmaker for this weekend. If we zoom in currently, though, we can see clear skies overnight here in Columbia, which will be continuing into tomorrow, as Friday is looking to be very sunny, very warm for most of Friday. It's definitely going to be a beautiful day out, so make sure you get out there and do something outside before we have this rain move through this weekend. Saturday morning, we can see that cloud cover start to move into the area, and that will continue to build in over the course of much of Saturday. Saturday evening, though, we see that first band of showers move through, which will continue to push through, and we'll see this next band move in on Sunday morning. This is going to hang out for much of Sunday morning, but the bulk of that is going to be to the north of us. As that moves out, we're going to see this overcast skies, which will continue into the Monday and the beginning of next week. With this, most of us are only going to see less than half an inch of rain. The bulk of that rain is going to be to the north of us, as we have that low sitting out here on the Iowa border. So only about just about under a half an inch of rain for most of us here in Columbia. Temperature cast for the next couple of days. It is going to be chilly out the door tomorrow, but we are going to see that warm up to around 56 degrees by Wednesday evening. So it's definitely this weekend. You'll make sure to pack a coat as you head out the door, but definitely shed some layers as we move throughout the day. Again, for Saturday, as that system moves through, we're sitting around 50 degrees when we see that first band of showers move into Columbia. Sunday, we're waking up to temperatures around 45, which is a lot warmer than we were seeing for the other 2 days this weekend. Warming up to around 64 degrees Sunday, but again, before we see that cold front move through and have our temperatures really dip down into the beginning of next week. Tonight, temperatures around 34 degrees, mostly clear skies with our winds again out of the west. But tomorrow, temperatures warming up to around 58 degrees. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Our winds are continuing to be out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Over the next couple of days, again, we have that system moving through Sunday, which will bring rain as we have 63 degrees as our high. Before we move into the beginning of next week, when we have another system move through on Thursday, which will bring in more rain but warmer temperatures, looking around 65 degrees as our high.
Lucy, thank you very much. Your Facebook password might not have been as protected as you originally thought. The social media giant says it left hundreds of millions of its users' passwords unencrypted for years. The passwords were stored in a readable format on the company's servers. The issue came to light when a security researcher found the passwords were accessible by some 2,000 engineers and developers. Facebook says there's no evidence passwords were leaked and no sensitive data was improperly accessed. All affected Facebook, Facebook Lite, and Instagram users will likely be notified as a precaution. The Florida man accused of sending 13 pipe bombs to prominent critics of President Trump pleaded guilty to 65 counts today in federal court. Charges against Cesar Sayoc include using weapons of mass destruction and the illegal mailing of explosives with intent to kill or injure. He's scheduled to be sentenced September 12th. He faces up to life in prison. Among those he targeted included the CNN headquarters, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, former President Barack Obama, and actor Robert De Niro. The White House is waiting the release of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report. Aides have been preparing for a number of scenarios as they wait for the release. President Trump says he doesn't care if the public sees the final report. The report will be given to Attorney General William Barr, who will now decide how much the public will see. Barr says he will make it as public as he legally can.
Counterterrorism officers are investigating attacks on 5 mosques in central England, which windows were apparently shattered by a sledgehammer. The attacks happened in Birmingham. It came just days after an assailant killed 50 worshippers in 2 mosques in New Zealand. A possible motive is not yet known. Britain's Home Secretary called the attacks deeply concerning. In a tweet, he stressed that hateful behavior has absolutely no place in our society and will never be accepted.
The Mizzou women in Iowa City getting ready for round 1 of the NCAA tournament.
A live report on the team's matchup against the Drake Bulldogs is next in sports.
You plan for everything in life, except the only thing that's for certain. Is it time for a frank discussion with your loved ones about final arrangements? It pays to discuss the details and the price when your family's not under stress. At Bach-Yeager Funeral Chapel, we're not big and corporate. You'll deal directly with our owners. Whether it's a traditional service or a simple cremation, count on Bach-Yeager Funeral Chapel in Columbia, Carr Yeager Funeral Home in Fayette, and Marklin Yeager Funeral Home in New Franklin for personalized service with dignity, care, and respect.
A.W. Smith specializes in helping Mid-Missourians who've suffered serious injury or death, especially those who've been injured or killed by distracted drivers. Distracted drivers are now the leading cause of serious injuries on the nation's highways. By focusing solely on one area of law, A.W. Smith gets unmatched results. He's obtained some of the largest verdicts in the state to prove it. Hire a law firm with horsepower. A.W. Smith Law, protecting Mid-Missouri one case at a time.
If you've become disabled, it can be difficult to get the benefits you deserve. A simple mistake in your application can cost you months of benefits. The process can be long and frustrating, but it doesn't have to be. Let the law offices of Karen Crossville help you, even if you've been denied before. As a local firm, we have won thousands of disability claims over the past 25 years. Don't wait. Contact the law offices of Karen Crossville today for a free consultation. At the law offices of Karen Crossville, disability law is all we do.
Books Double Play, home of Mark's famous wing. Now from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU8 Sports.
Hi everyone, the Missouri women's basketball team is in Iowa City ahead of its game with Drake tomorrow. KOMU8's Jared Austin is live with the Tigers. He saw practice, caught up with some players. Jared, how are things up in Iowa tonight?
Well, Chris, it's finally here. Tiger postseason basketball will happen tomorrow here in Iowa City. Now, this will be the last NCAA tournament for the three seniors, Sophie Cunningham, Sierra Porter, and Lauren Aldridge. Now, Coach Pinchot admitted today that she didn't get out much until she got into the press conference, so she said it was nice to see a little bit of that sun. Now, the Tigers will take on 10th seed Drake, and at practice today, Sophie Cunningham was actually wearing a face mask, but she only wore it for about 5 minutes, so it'll be interesting to see if she actually wears it during the game. Now, the keys for the Tigers today were defense and their length, really keying in on Sierra Porter to hopefully help them on the defensive glass and getting some of those offensive rebounds. Now, the Tigers are the lower seed, but they know they have a tough test in Drake coming up.
One game at a time, really one day at a time. Today we're focused on scouting report and getting up shots, but I'm just excited to be here. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to stay with a positive mindset and just go out there and have fun.
Really just harping on what Mizzou basketball does. Drake's a really, really good team, but we've got to focus on us and do what we need to get done to get a win.
We have Sierra Porter in the paint. I think we could just take advantage. We also always play an inside-out game mentality game, so I think just pounding it inside and also getting our shots on the outside.
Now the Tigers will play at 3 o'clock after host Iowa and Mercer play at 1. We've got coverage for you all weekend here, so keep on coming back to KOMU8 News at Channel 8. Reporting live in Iowa City, Jared Austin, KOMU8 Sports.
Jared, thank you. Should be a fun weekend. The Missouri football team had a big day hosting more than 60 scouts and representatives from all 32 NFL teams as those folks looked at the MU draft hopefuls. 18 former Tigers measured in, lifted, jumped. They ran over the course of about 4 hours today over on the MU campus. The players got to know some of these pro personnel types. Demarie Crockett impressed with a 37-inch vertical jump. The day concluded with a throwing session from former Tiger quarterback Drew Lock, projected as a first-round pick in next month's selection meeting, as the NFL calls it. He spent the afternoon throwing to Emmanuel Hall, his former Tiger teammate. It's a last look at these players in their Tiger gear.
Being here with you guys one last time, it's coming to real life now, but no, it definitely felt like that, being able to throw the football here one more time, but it's not a college ball, it's an NFL ball, so that really hit home hard that, like, it's probably my last time in here competing, like, for real, competing, and this place has meant a lot to me, and it's a sad day when you feel like that's the last time you're going to be in here doing things.
It feels so good, just kind of as a senior class one last time. Just seeing all the guys you haven't seen in the past couple months. You've been, training with and working out with and then playing with the past 5 years. Just kind of it's kind of the icing on the cake of the whole career.
I was really just happy to be back to see my guys work again. My teammates, Demaria Crockett, Cam Hilton, Tavon Ross, Finest, Domo, guys like that, just being able to work and see some things that I haven't seen them do in a while and have fun with it and be back home with the family, it felt good.
A big day for the Tiger draft hopefuls. And the Missouri wrestling team has 3 Tigers going to the quarterfinals on Friday. We'll have highlights and the latest on that coming up at 10 over on Channel 8. Missouri as a team at last check in 6th place as they move through the night session tonight up in Pittsburgh. That's sports.
If it seems like great phone deals are always for new customers, think again. U.S. Cellular customers are loyal, so now everyone gets a free TV when they buy 2 Samsung phones. Making this the perfect time to get yourself a new phone. And a phone for your new friend, too. Get a free TV when you buy 2 Samsung phones, now at U.S. Cellular.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it during our March Markdown sale at Slumberland. Up to 65% off throughout the store. Come home to comfort.
Early, I'm home.
Get this sofa for just $3.99. Slumberland. It's a good life.
Tempur-Pedic at Slumberland. Experience an all-new combination of Tempur materials that adapt to your body with the Tempur Legacy mattress. Save up to $1,000 on select mattresses during the Tempur Legacy model closeout event at Slumberland.
Coming up on KOMU 8 News at 10, a new drug promises to relieve postpartum depression symptoms.
But some health workers say it comes at a cost, and they're not just talking about the price. We'll tell you about that at 10.
Tomorrow's looking to be very sunny and very warm. Our high temperatures around 60 degrees. That sunshine is going to continue for much of the day Friday and into Saturday before we see chances of rain for Sunday.
Well, this bulldog, wow, is going to be the next Cadbury bunny. Henry, the English bulldog from North Carolina, is reaching stardom, coming out as top dog in a contest to be the candy company's next Easter bunny. Henry will appear in Cadbury ads next month. A bulldog looks cute in anything.
He's so cute.
That is our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great night.
On air, online.